As usual, I forgot to actually put the time lapse on and I don't have a video to show you guys, but we can go and have a look right now in camera mode what I did with this lake. If you do want to see how long it took me to do all this, you can go watch the stream that I did earlier on. But this is how it looks like right now, and I feel like just by removing the dirt and transforming it into mud, it looks so much better right now. So I'm really excited to get rid of the sand, replace it with something. It could either be deep slate or I might be doing a basalt farm. I don't know yet which one, but I feel like a basalt farm would actually be faster to get basalt from than trying to actually mine the deep slate. So I did kind of finish this part of the lake, but I do want to finish this area over here all the way up to the bridge over there. And with that complete, I feel like it looks really good. Compared to that area where there's a lot of sand, here where it's mostly just mud, it looks really good. So I can't actually wait to finish this now. And I think I decided that in the end, I'm going to make that basalt generator. So I do think that I'm gonna have to go and grab some extra obsidian. I will have to make a portal really high up, probably up there to be honest, so I can get on top of the nether to make it a bit easier. I'm gonna have to go get some blue ice. I should already have at least a bucket of lava, I hope. If not, it shouldn't be too complicated to get one. And I think that's it. It does not look like I actually have any soul soil, so I'll have to go back into the nether. But I did find this lodestone, which was before the update where the lodestones were cheaper. Actually, I don't even know if it is cheaper right now or the update is still yet to come. But this is a legit lodestone that actually used ancient debris, or I should say netherite. So there you have it. So let's head off into the nether, grab that soul soil and get that basalt generator going. So I kind of failed with the portal and I didn't actually build it high enough. So I had to do the ladder trick to actually go through the bedrock. But I'm up here now. I also brought my beacon. So let's place the nether chest down. The nether chest, the ender chest. And then I need to get the iron out. And I'm gonna place the beacon here straight away. And then I'm just gonna do a small basalt generator. I think I'm gonna make like a triple thing with a minecart maybe, because I have the beacon, so it's gonna be incredibly fast. So I got the beacon set up. The whole basalt generator is done. I made it like a dual chamber kind of thing, and I added the doors here just because some of the basalt was actually dropping at my feet. So I extended this, put some carpet, so now everything is gonna get collected. And all I have to do is just sit here and slightly move the mouse like this. So it's really fast because lava does flow a bit faster in the nether, and the minecarts are picking up everything pretty fast actually. Just by doing this, let's check. This is in about 3-4 minutes worth, this full inventory, so it's definitely really good. I do think that I'm probably gonna make like a more automated one with some kind of pistons, the TNT dropping from above or something, get a collection chamber so I don't have to like just sit here with the pickaxe for no reason. And what I need to do now is actually go back to the overworld and smelt this, because I don't feel like this would look nice enough in the water. I am going to test it first just so I don't smelt it and waste time for no reason. Always so nice to see the world loading from above. And actually, I forgot I can see the lake from over here, so that's gonna be really nice to see. And in the end, I might actually just fill in the sand, and I think I'm going to just expand the basalt a bit over the mud. Not too much, but not to have the patches like they are right now either. So we'll see. I'm gonna fill up a couple of patches with basalt first, just to kind of see how it looks like, to see if you really notice it or not. If there is a big kind of difference in between them, then I'm gonna make those lines like I said earlier. I'm just gonna make it like branch out in a way so it looks a bit better. And then I'm gonna have to figure out how exactly do I want to deal with the shore. I don't know if I want to change it or just leave it as it is. I'm gonna have to see how it turns out at the end. So that's a whole full inventory of basalt gone. And I feel like I made a good bit of progress. It's fairly decent. I was hoping that I'll be able to make a bit more. But from underwater, it looks gorgeous actually, compared to how it used to look like. And if we just go up here and I will show you from the camera, it looks really good actually. does blend in slightly because of the texture of the water and then the shadows and whatnot. So I feel like it's gonna turn out really good once it's done. I think I'm going to be adding maybe a couple of buttons or something to mimic the rocks. Probably going to be adding a bit more grass. And I think that's going to be it. I don't want to necessarily overcomplicate this. I think less is more in this situation. But it's really something that I wanted to do ever since I built the path. And I'm really happy that I finally got onto it. I definitely have to go mining a lot and repair my pickaxe and such, but yeah, I'm excited to see how this is gonna turn out. And also the fact that I'm kind of hanging out in the area, my iron farm is working, the farms in the mountains are working, the seeds are working, so I'm actually getting a few passive resources while doing this as well. And because this took way longer than I originally thought, I actually finished up the whole lake and I added a few small details that make it look much better than I originally planned it to. This is pretty much how it looks like from above. So you can see there's a lot of greenery around the lake. I try to kind of make it where in the middle of it, where it's more deep, there's much more. And then I try to cut it more on the sides. I think that some of the spots, maybe there's still a bit much kind of like in that area. And then I kind of wanted to break that green color of the seagrass, so I added drip leaves, and I feel like they add so much to the whole thing. I try to add them more to the sides because that's how I picture that they grow. I don't really know how they do, but if we fly down below, we can see over here that it's basically only on the edges, and I try to kind of make them in clusters. I noticed that making them in clusters of 3 or 4 and a bit more offset, they kind of work really nice like that. And I tried to add a few here near the bridge. I fell straight into the water there. And with that, I feel like the lake is 90% complete. And why 90%, you ask? It's because I actually want to add a few lily pads. If you look like this, it actually looks really nice on the edges, but it does feel a bit bland right in the middle. So I feel like if I would add some lily pads and then make them kind of go towards the middle of it, I feel like that would make it look a bit nicer than it currently is. And maybe in the future I'll even consider bringing in some tropical fish. And also, now that I just saw this kelp growing over here, once more of the kelp grows, I'm gonna have a bit more color around here. Obviously, this is a texture pack, so it's not in the original vanilla. This is a vanilla tweaks thing. And even though it took me so long to finish, I feel like it was definitely worth it. Yes, I know, I said it a lot of times that it's gonna be worth it. And to actually show you why it took so much longer than I thought, I'm gonna bring you into the nether. Remember that farm that I built earlier? Well, that's gone now. And I completely redesigned it and made a new one on stream. I hear a pig somewhere, he's probably below. But this is what I kind of came up with. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. I know this is definitely not the most efficient farm in the world. I have to flip 2 levers over here to activate it and make it work. Then I have to jump all the way up here, step on this. I need to kind of prime it so it properly starts. And then I just pretty much sit here, hold it like this. And it's kind of debatable, honestly, if it's faster or slower than the original one is. So I don't really know. But it was kind of a fun redstone project. It wasn't easy to figure it out. So I learned a few things actually while building this about some redstone, which is always nice to learn how things work rather than just copying a template off the internet. So I feel like it was 100% worth rebuilding it. In the future, I'm definitely planning to maybe build a more automatic one. I need to see how that's gonna work. I'm probably going to try to make it in creative first, just so I don't struggle the way I did with this, doing it in survival, because I always had to craft resources. I have to craft comparators, repeaters, hoppers, everything that I needed for this. I wasn't prepared for it, so I'm gonna have to design it first and then I'll just build it over here. And if you guys want to see me struggle, you can just watch the live stream over on my channel. The VOD is there, and all of the previous streams that I made are also saved in there. And I also stream twice a week. Sometimes it's from my Let's Play, which is this one, and then sometimes it's from the Eternal server, depending on how I feel, what kind of projects I have to make. So yeah, hope I'll see you there. And obviously, we're not gonna just end the episode here. Even though that took me such a long time, I still want to do one more extra bit. I think I'm gonna have to kill those golems there. They seem to be way too many at this point. And actually, I just realized, could that be one of the issues that I have lag? So obviously not the fact that there's golems, even though being so many, it could be something that creates that much lag because they keep colliding with each other. But what I was thinking is maybe some of the items are getting stuck over here or something, and then that's why the lag is forming. But it doesn't look like there's any items sitting around here, so I don't really know. But anyway, let's go to where I wanted to go in the first place, and that is pretty much at the end and the start of this bridge. I want to finish up the episode by actually completing this path over here. So I want to link this with the bridge. So it's going to be the same kind of pattern that I did here. I might actually add the whole bush thing as well. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'll just keep it empty and add some fence posts or something just to connect it to the bridge. But the thing that I really want to do is actually doing the path from over here all the way to the end portal like I mentioned before. This design I tried on stream and I don't like it. I came up with a new design in the creative world and I really like how that looks like actually. It's going to be... oh, what's going on here? I think that is a bit broken. Okay, that's funny. I didn't actually see any broken textures like this. Some of them were like slightly off, but this one seems to be really, really bad. I turned off the fresh animations, so maybe I'll have to look into an updated version or something. I haven't done an update to it in a very long time, so I'm gonna have to see if that's gonna work, because I really got used to having more animations around the world. And basically, like I was saying, I'm gonna make this path. It's gonna be a 3 wide path, so I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna go from the 5 to the 3. But it's going to go pretty much this way. And I've already traced it over here. You can see the kind of line that I'm gonna take for it. I think it's going to be slightly different, but not by much, because some of the turns are not 100% as I want them to be. And also I came up with a different design, and I don't know if that's gonna work to have so many turns into it. So I'm gonna have to play with it a bit and see how it's gonna turn out. And I'm gonna show you a tiny bit of it. But first of all, I need to actually farm all the basalt that I need. So good thing that I made that farm now, because that's going to allow me to actually get all of it, because it's going to be a lot. And after another hour or two of grinding and placing blocks, it's time for the big reveal. And when I say big, I don't really mean that big, because I didn't completely finish. I just pretty much finished the road, and I kind of added the sides here at the start just to kind of show you what it's going to look like when it's done. But I definitely don't have enough spruce, and I need to craft a lot more fences to make this happen. So I basically tried to combine the stone bricks with the basalt over here, and then I kind of made the, I don't know what you call this, a corner I suppose, that goes from the 5 wide to the 3 wide. And then I basically have 1 fence and then 3 fence gates that basically raises the middle one up, and that's going to be the pattern going all the way through. I don't really know exactly how it's going to work out on these corners. I might have to possibly extend them or shorten them or whatever it is. I don't know exactly yet, but we're gonna have to see, and I'm gonna have to figure it out how that's gonna work. Then I added the polished basalt to the sides, and then in the middle is just the normal basalt. And I also added some deep slate. I kind of want to break it up a bit. I don't feel like it's working as good when it's just like that. It does look really nice and smooth though, but I feel like adding a few bits like this kind of adds a bit more texture. For example, if I go into camera mode, you can see over here, that's how this one looks like, and then that's how this one looks like. Kind of have mixed feelings, so maybe let me know down in the comments which one you think works best. But basically, I made the path definitely much different than what the pattern that I put first actually looked like, and it's more going in a straight line than going in all those turns. So obviously I still had to turn, I forgot a couple of blocks here, but from over here it's pretty much just a straight line. It's just going up, which wasn't too bad because the stairs actually work really well with this. And over here I didn't want this to be really abrupt to go up, so I kind of made stairs, tree, and I feel like it kind of works pretty well actually. And then it pretty much gets all the way over here, and I haven't really done much at the end because I do want to put that building over here. I didn't figure out what kind of building I want to put, but realistically I think I'm gonna go to the end, get some end stone, maybe some purple or something, and then try to make some kind of end theme build over here. I feel like that would fit what it actually is supposed to be, this thing, which is basically my end portal room. And because I actually got inspired recently, I was scrolling through the TikToks and all those kind of things, I want to add something extra at the lake that I just transformed. I do kind of need to figure out where exactly I want to add it, but I feel like it's going to be a really good addition to what I'm trying to achieve here. And then once I'm gonna actually manage to get the lily pads, is gonna pretty much bring this whole area together. I am considering to do it over here because this area feels really empty and I can't really think of what exactly would I want to add here around the mountain. So I feel like somewhere around this area over here, it would be a really good addition. I have a good bit of space both sides and towards the river, which is going to be towards the river, and it's something related to a river. So obviously I'm still gonna have to get a few more resources, but it's not gonna be as much as I need for those fence gates, but that's gonna be something for the next episode. I'll be grinding all the resources that I need in between episodes. I'm gonna try to build this thing and I'm gonna try to finish that path, so keep an eye on that. I'm hoping that I'm gonna get the next episode out a bit earlier than this one and it's not gonna be such a long gap in between, because I definitely want to keep playing on this world as much as I can, make videos for you, and actually keep true to the reason why I made this series. The whole idea was that I didn't want to actually stop playing, and I made this world before this forever world became a thing, and it was basically a thing for me to keep tabs on what I'm doing, continue playing, not create a new world, and actually share it with other people that would be interested to see what I'm going to be doing in the world. And also looking back at it a few years from now, I'm going to see where I actually started and how the world looked like when I started doing it. Because if I wouldn't document it, then I wouldn't have anything to see in a few years. But with that said, as always, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate all your support. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and share your thoughts below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Until next time, happy crafting!